The video that promises to make you rich. The video that will actually make you rich. The demon I summoned. Me doing my Spanish homework. Me. Asks AI chatbot for help with electrical engineering question. The AI chatbot. We don't do politics here. My parents in their 20s. Let's invite all of our close friends together for a party that'll last for hours. Me in my 20s. The last person I tried to contact hasn't gotten back to me in days. Media constantly showing me how good things could be if I was in a relationship. My dreams doing the same thing constantly. Me, just trying to survive another day. Watching the entire net essentially admit that they cannot function without an application. Fuck. My dad when the players don't listen to his instructions through the TV. When the morning sun glares at you through the curtains. Knock it off. I work nights. When you did not understand a single word, bro said, and you just look at him like this. Me having a great time with my friends. 11 missed calls from mom. Facebook. We value your privacy. Also, Facebook. Me. Cries in front of people because I want ice cream. Mom, we have ice cream at home. Ice cream at home. TikTok getting banned in the US. Indians who have it banned since 2020. My social circle admiring my personality. Me who is just pretending. When some program has the audacity to run on startup without your permission. Why are you running? Book a $100 doctor's appointment after an injury. Insurance helpfully covers $900 of it. So I am on the hook for the other $600. You participated in a competition to decide the nicest guy in the world. Your opponent did not show up so that you win the prize. Me pretending I did not know the work drama just so I can hear it from both sides. When a girl rejects you just like your anxiety said she would. Just like the simulations. Me. Trying not to be an introvert by asking what the guy beside me does for a living. My Uber driver. I am not afraid of women. I often have conversations with female friends and strangers. They do not find me creepy, still cannot get a girlfriend. Imaginary millennials congratulating me for my deep knowledge of 2000s meme culture. Gen Z me who has had unrestricted internet access since I was 3. Free 30-day trial. Enter card details. 12-year-old me in front of the mirror after doing 4 push-ups in the worst form possible. Unemployed. Chinese meeting unemployed Americans in Red Note. Me going back in time to prevent evolution because apparently killing Newton is not enough to prevent physics from being a school subject. Hollywood producers? Franchise that was done 30 years ago? Am I really going to defile this grave for money? Hollywood producers? Franchise that was done 30 years ago? Of course I am. YouTube front page. Me. My meal. Watch later. New Yorker builds igloo in Brooklyn and lists it on Airbnb for $200. When you forget what you are thinking about, so you try to think of the chain of thoughts that lead to that thought. Juice companies advertising 100% natural fruit. Cigarette companies advertising their product will kill the consumer. Me on my bed knowing I am a disappointment to everyone else. A video about a developer making a game with a unique premise. They put a time restraint on themselves for no reason. When you are enjoying your own peace, but someone just watches videos on their phones at full volume. Waiting for your ice cream to thaw. Warming up your spoon in the microwave to scoop it easier. 28 years old me. My confidence and creativity as a child. Companies struggle with customer feedback after trying the product. Parachute manufacturing companies. Me. Places 17 out of 1,000 puzzle pieces while my wife does the rest. I am doing my part. How bidet users felt during 2020. Me. Buying 19 new games on Steam sale. Promising to myself to play them soon. The oldest computer was owned by Adam and Eve. It was an Apple with very limited memory. Just one bite and everything crashed. When I catch myself reminiscing and feeling nostalgic about high school. Wait a minute. I hated high school. Greatest gaslight of history. Greenland. Iceland. Beavers when they see a flowing body of water. Oh, I do not think so. Eggs in 2025. When you get an ad that only needs you to click the X button once. Me. Someone took a large poop in your bathroom. Starbucks barista. Do you mean a venti? Calling an ambulance or going to a doctor because you feel massive chest pain out of nowhere? Staying in bed and wait if you wake up tomorrow. TikTok gets banned. Me. Who gives a crap? Anime villains right before they reveal they have only been fighting at half strength this whole time. My chain smoker, tobacco addict, alcoholic uncle trying to convince me that video games are harmful. Me just trying to chill after a whole day of stressful work. When your PC loads games so fast that you do not even have time to read the tips. Modern problems. Me sending a potentially risky text right before I go to sleep and leave it to future me to find out whether or not it was a major screw-up. Me when TikTok gets banned. Me when it gets unbanned. People at 2 a.m. crying over their relationship. Me at 2 a.m. about to make a sandwich. Left on read. Got ghosted. Left them speechless. Me is about to sleep. My brain. Just beat it. Me looking at them after adding, I am only joking. Knowing damn well I meant everything I said. Musicians counting to 4. Musicians counting to 5. Me on the bus. The most beautiful woman I have ever seen. My awareness that this is not an appropriate social setting. A guy calling himself an alpha. Me knowing that he has no penetration power. Nature. Water. I got you, brother. Beavers. Oh no you don't. Me making my Red Dead Online character a muscular man so people stop being creepy. People still being creepy. My dad when the players don't listen to his instructions through the TV. You have been bitten by a vampire. Panic. You are immortal now. Calm. You can't eat garlic bread. Panic. Me growing up with online nicknames and the fear of telling people any private info. People these days putting their full name, address, credit score, and social number in their profile names. Old guy. Can I get a discount? I served in World War II. Cashier. Yes sir, of course. Old guy. Danke. Everyone in the store. How I feel submitting that essay at exactly 11.59, knowing it is only halfway done. Perfect settings. Update. When some program has the audacity to run on startup without your permission, why are you running? When you have been in the Uber for 5 minutes, then get a text from the driver saying he is outside. Oh. Free 30-day trial. Enter card details. When you are supposed to be doing work on the school computer but you are playing games and the teacher sneaks up behind you and says, "Go ahead and log off for me." How male teachers look at you when you interrupt their flirting with minors to ask a question about the assignment. School starts at 9 a.m. That one classmate who lives in another city at 6 a.m. How glasses work. How my friends think glasses work. Someone. That will not work. Me after it works. Everyone I meet. How are you 37 years old? You still look so young. Me who sleeps 12 hours a night and never had a real job. The Skyrim NPC after I autosave. Do not be rash. When your friend in 5th grade tells you to open the biology book to page 86. ChatGPT after becoming the first AI to lose its job because of an AI. Me. Buys $30 of fresh fruit from the grocery store. The fruit 24 hours later. How it feels when you are lying and bro starts adding details. Me finding the perfect playlist for my 4-minute drive to the grocery store. When you get home from a long day at work and your girl asks if you would still love her if she was a lamp. Oh my god, that cop lady slept with 5 co-workers. Nurses everywhere. Resistant to sugar. Fireproof. Teeth. How it feels to help a customer who spoke only Spanish with my very limited Spanish. Me when TikTok gets banned. Me when it gets unbanned. People at 2 a.m. crying over their relationship. Me at 2 a.m. about to make a sandwich. PlayStation. Is down for less than a day. Gamers. I want compensation for this insult. Me looking at the person next to me in the bus who is watching videos without earphones. Me finding out the word for girl in German is genderless. Someone says you have a room temperature IQ. They are not American. Gamers, when they die, and God asks them why they spent 20,000 hours playing League of Legends. It is odd. At the time, it seemed so important. Me trying to stay sleepy while going to the bathroom at 3 a.m. when you are about to fall asleep and remember a random cringe memory.